Hi guys, how are you today? Today we are going to talk about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 7 Episode 4. I know in my last review we talked about how the drama wasn't, turned up for being the third episode. But in this episode, yeah, they brought the drama, but not in the way that, let's just say, I didn't like it. I did not like the way things turned out. But let's start from the beginning. So I just finished watching the episode and I took some notes. So if you see me glancing over, it's because I'm looking at my notes. So the episode first starts off with Shooter and his friends like gathering together just to talk about his son and stuff like that. And as you heard me talk about in my last episode, it's a shame the way that all our young men and women are killing each other. And he talks about how the situation was so trivial that him and a dude got in a fight or in an argument over $35. I mean, that's nothing, but we all know, what was probably behind that, where somebody's ego got bruised, so therefore, hey, he's not going out like that. So he shoots his son in the neck over $35 and kills him. It's just sad. But then the men they talk about how they're going to try to reach out to the kids in the community, and try to do better. So hopefully by the end of the season, we'll actually see them do something, to bring the youth together and actually get something done. I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully that happens. And also in that little get together they had, Kirk spoke about the fact that now, seeing what happened to Shooter's son makes him wants to get involved in his son's canon life, the son that he has with Jasmine. I know he have other children that he makes sure that they're good, but he said, he has a son with her, therefore he wants to make sure he's good. So he goes to meet with Jasmine at the attorney's office, and the conversation went pretty well. They talk about how Jasmine asked him why he feels that he doesn't need to see his son, and he apologized for that, but now he's willing to see his son more often. But then she shows him a video of Cannon playing and stuff, and then Kirk goes, yeah, I did that. Really, Kirk? Come on. All right, so that's it with Kirk and Jasmine. But before we get there, Tommy and her mom. Tommy's mom is still pushing for Tommy and her sister Versace to make up. And it's obvious that, Tommy is willing to not really let bygones be bygones. As long as his sister gives her an apology, that's all she wants, and then everything would be cool. But, Tommy's mom said, okay, we're going to do a family portrait. And Tommy's reaction was, well, y'all can just crop me in. I don't really need to be there. But then she agrees to the photo shoot, and she tells her in a specific order. She's like, I want an apology, and then I'll do the photo shoot. But we're going to come back to that at the end. Now, after Jasmine and Kirk have their little discussion, we see Carly and her new boo, Sean. They talk about their parents and stuff, and Carly's telling Sean that her elderly father just had a heart attack, but he's living in Florida and he needs help. Even though he never really took care of her when she was younger, he's elderly now and he's reaching out to her and he needs help. So, he convinces her or, talks to her and let her know it's her obligation to take care of her father. I mean, yeah, when our parents get older, they do look to us for help. And it's only right that we do that. So Carly and her dad, we're going to talk about a little later also. So then now we get to Shooter and Shooter's friend, Bachi, I believe that's his name, the club promoter, Bachi, Shooter. They're doing a cleanup at the park, and we meet Bachi's girlfriend, Keely. We meet Bachi's girlfriend, Keely. And she's telling Shooter that, listen, it's time for you to get out and dating. But before we get to that, in the other episode, didn't Sierra tell us that she tried to get close to Shooter and he pushed her away And now Shooter is saying that Sierra didn't even reach out to him. Besides, at the funeral, she hasn't reached out to him to try and console him, you know, somehow. So I don't know who's telling the truth here. But Keely is Shooter's friend, and she is about to set up Shooter on a date. Right now, Keely, Shooter don't need a date. He could find his own date later on. He didn't have any problems before when he's using Sierra's shop as his own dating service. But, you know, don't set him up with anybody. Well, we're going to see it anyway. He's going to set him up with one of her friends to go out. But right now, he just needs to mourn the loss of his son and gather himself and get himself back together. So that's not necessary. All right. Now, after Kirk meets with Jasmine, he meets with Rasheeda, and basically telling Rasheeda how the meeting went with Jasmine, and that, you know, Jasmine wanted to meet with her, Rasheeda, in order to apologize about everything went, and to get their son Cannon to meet his siblings. And Rasheeda basically tell him this: I know you're a good father. I know you're going to take care of your son. I'm not ready to meet the child yet. I'm not ready to talk to her. But if you want to go ahead and have the other kids meet their little brother, that's fine with me. You know, it's okay. And then Kirk goes and asks if he can move back into the house. I thought that was hilarious. And she was like, now you're just pushing it. Kirk wants to be back in his house so he could just be comfortable. But Rasheeda, you better hold out, girl. Do not let him back in. And I don't even know if they're getting a divorce, or because what she said to him, like, we're going through our little situation right now. She didn't say anything about a divorce. You know, we know they're separated. So who knows? They may be okay in getting back together. But we'll find out as the season progresses. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we get to Tommy and the family photo shoot. So the mom, thinking that it would be okay for Versace to apologize to Tommy at the photo shoot. So the rest of the family gets there first, and then they're already dressed in their themed outfit. I think she said it was a 70s theme. So they're all dressed in their themed outfit. Here comes Tommy strolling in, sipping on her little bottle of alcohol. Come on, Tommy. I don't care how cute you think it is. It's not okay for you to be drinking like that. It's obvious that you were a bit tipsy, you know, when the conversation started. But I'm guessing that's how she got to be in order to deal with her family. Because honestly, I could see that they lean a lot on her. So, okay, so it comes to the point where the sister wants to apologize to Tommy. But instead of just saying, Tommy, I'm sorry for how everything went down, you know, just humble yourself a little bit just to keep the peace. She tells Tommy, oh, I think you owe me an apology too. And that is when all hell breaks loose. I mean, people are calling each other B and ho, and that's your sister you're talking to like that. And the mother. Wow, it was hard to watch that scene. And I'm like, this is reality TV, so this is definitely happening. This is not like a movie I'm watching. You don't talk to your family like that. Your mom calling you a and a nah, I don't agree with that. I can't even repeat those words because I just can't see that happening to me, my family. I mean, I have an older sister, my mom. We get along well. We make sure everybody's good. You know, you just gotta live well with your family. So for us to see that scene, I'm sorry, that's the scene they probably could have deleted, but just to get the views, they put that in. And that's where the whole drama is in the whole episode. So I'm guessing they needed something dramatic for that scene, and that's what they brought in. Hopefully, Tommy, you don't have to film with your family for the rest of the season, because obviously they're a trigger for you. As soon as you see that, maybe not your mom, because you were willing to talk to your sister, but your mom is a trigger for you, so maybe she should not be back on the season. Hopefully, we won't see her again. Hopefully, that's it for that. We don't want to see anything like that again. Come on. Tommy could have drama with anybody outside in the cast, but not with your family. That's not a good look at all. Nope. All right, now we get to where we see Bachi promoting. He's doing a like an album release party for Just Brit, and in the third episode, didn't Stevie say that Just Brit was his artist, like he was the manager? But then I see that they mentioned Rick Ross as her manager. So I'm not sure who's her manager. Can she have multiple managers? But, well, Stevie, I don't know. And then Just Brit performs, and we learn a new term from Yung Joc. Yung Joc says Bachi to ask him to watch his girlfriend Keely. So therefore, right now he's base sitting, BAE sitting. That was hilarious to me. I think Yung Joc is so funny, and I could also see why he's friends with Bachi, because Bachi has the same kind of sense of humor as him. He don't let nothing get to him. He was over there talking to some girls, and his girlfriend got upset, and she tried to get him all riled up, but he was not about to have it. And she threw a drink at him and left the club. And he was like, hey, with the blood of Jesus, ain't nothing gonna touch me. I like those two together. They are hilarious. All right. So that's it. No, I think there's more to it. There's a little bit more to it. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. How can I say that's it? Carly and her dad, you know, we get to meet her dad and her sister and her little nephew. It was so cute when he's like, hi, Auntie Carly. That was so cute. And the little boy came in. And we find out just how bad her dad is, you know, how ill he is. So he's had a heart attack, and I believe she mentioned that he's had cancer, and he lives alone in Florida. There's no way that he could live alone and be okay. He needs somebody to take care of him. So I think it's a good idea if Carly does bring him to Atlanta and try to help him out, you know, make him as comfortable as possible. So Carly, kudos to you. Taking care of your dad. He needs your help, so go ahead and do that for him, okay? Then we see, in the last scene, we see Just Brit meet up with Kylie, and she's talking about how Steve presented her with a contract for Danger Zone, and she forwarded to her attorney. Seemed like Stevie's trying to get another artist locked into a horrible contract for the next 5 years. But Just Brit is a smart girl. She is not about to let Stevie do that to her. So that's basically it for episode 4 of season 7. We get to meet Bachi's girlfriend. We get to see a little bit of drama, and there's a lot of people in this season. So I guess as the time goes on, they'll condense them, and you know, we'll have our situation. But hopefully the season is long enough to include everybody in it, guys. So that's where we are. Season 7, episode 4. Let's see what happened in episode 5 next week. But that's my review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I will see you next week. Until then, guys, take care of yourselves and your family. Okay? Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe. Thanks again. Bye-bye.